Hold up. Stop everything. Christian Horner might be about to do the unthinkable. The man who built Red Bull's empire, who made Max Verstappen a four-time world champion, who turned energy drinks into championship trophies, is apparently eyeing up Cadillac's spanking new F1 project. And folks, if this happens, we're not just looking at a career move. We're looking at Formula One's ultimate revenge story. Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deeper into the paddock drama than Toto Wolff dives into his headset during a safety car. I'm your host, and today we're unpacking what might be the most insane plot twist of the 2026 silly season. Christian Horner, fresh off getting kicked out from Red Bull after 20 years of dominance, walking into Cadillac's brand new F1 facility with a smile that says, "Oh, you thought you'd seen the last of me." The paddock whispers are getting loud, people. According to multiple sources, including Formula Uno Analisi Technica, Cadillac have now emerged as the likeliest destination for Horner. And if you think this is just another silly season rumor, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to break down exactly why this move makes so much sense it's scary. Before we dive into why Cadillac wants Horner, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or should I say, the American manufacturer with deeper pockets than Jeff Bezos at a space auction? Here's what's absolutely wild about this situation. Cadillac only appointed Graham Loudon to lead the team last December, but according to reports, there has been contact and the two parties are talking about bringing Horner into the fold. Now, you might be thinking, wait, doesn't Cadillac already have a team principal? Well, yes and no. See, this is where it gets juicy. Loudon is currently the appointed team principal, but here's the thing. Perhaps Horner will take on a different role. We're talking about a man who doesn't just want to manage a team. Recent reports suggest he'd like to be a shareholder. Think about it. Cadillac is backed by General Motors, a company with the kind of money that makes Red Bull's energy drink fortune look like pocket change. Backed by that manufacturer's enormous resources, they should in theory be able to compete with the established elite long term. And Horner? Horner is familiar with this blueprint from his days at Red Bull, who harnessed the wealth of the Austrian drinks brand to climb from midfield underdogs to championship winners in 5 years. But here's the kicker, and this is what makes me think this rumor has serious legs. It seems Cadillac has been courting Horner for some time, reportedly all the way back in December. That's when he was still Mr. Red Bull, still the golden boy of Milton Keynes. They were already thinking ahead. Now, let's talk timing, because in F1, timing isn't everything, it's the only thing. And right now, the stars are aligning like Lewis Hamilton's Instagram posts during summer break. The timing of this potential move is absolutely perfect, and here's why it's sending shockwaves through the paddock. First off, let's address the obvious. Horner is a free agent. After his shocking exit from Red Bull, Horner is serving a period of garden leave until the end of this year, so a return to F1 will only take place as early as January 2026. Convenient much? That lines up exactly with when Cadillac needs to start getting serious about their 2026 debut. But here's where it gets absolutely bonkers. Horner has escaped a qualifying clause in his Red Bull deal, which is why he's able to start these negotiations. Betty's translation. Red Bull can't stop him from talking to other teams. They literally gave him the keys to walk straight into their future competition. And speaking of competition, Jeremy Clarkson has some thoughts. He believes that both confirmed new entrants would jump at the chance to sign Horner, referring to both Cadillac and Audi. The man makes a point. Audi is coming into the sport next year, and Cadillac, and there's talk the Chinese are making F1 noises, and all of them would jump at the chance of getting Horner. Now, here's the really spicy part. Reports suggest that, intriguingly, Red Bull fear an exodus if Horner joins another team. He could potentially poach a number of talented employees from Milton Keynes. Imagine Horner rolling up to Cadillac, not just with his expertise, but with a shopping list of Red Bull's finest talent. That's not just a hiring, that's a rip-off. But wait, it gets better, because apparently this move could create some serious paddock drama that would make Netflix's Drive to Survive look like a children's bedtime story. Let's talk about the potential soap opera elements that have the paddock buzzing like Max Verstappen's engine at Silverstone. Here comes the plot twist that nobody saw coming, but everyone should have. One of the names that sounds most likely to be Cadillac's main driver is that of Mexican Sergio Checo Perez. Yeah, you heard that right. Checo Perez and Christian Horner potentially reuniting at Cadillac. Now, the relationship between these two wasn't exactly sunshine and rainbows during their Red Bull days. Both shared intense years at Red Bull, and although there is no mention of direct conflict, the reunion could awaken tensions from the past. Can you imagine the team meetings? Hey Checo, remember when I had to explain to the media why you were 30 seconds behind Max every weekend? Awkward doesn't even begin to cover it. But here's the thing, and this is pure speculation mixed with paddock gossip. Maybe this reunion isn't about burying the hatchet. Maybe it's about proving a point. Both Horner and Perez have something to prove after their Red Bull exits. Both got shown the door despite their contributions to the team's success. Recent reports suggest that Sergio Perez would be joining the 2026 grid with the incoming Cadillac team, with the team valuing experience while filling out roles. If Horner joins too, we're looking at a potential revenge tour that could be absolutely magnificent to watch. Now, let's get real about what this actually means for Cadillac's championship ambitions, because this isn't just about hiring a big name. This is about building a winning formula from scratch. The strategic implications of this potential move are absolutely massive, and here's why Cadillac might be willing to shake up their current structure. Let's be brutally honest. Cadillac needs a heavy hitter. They're joining F1 in 2026 with their debut penciled in for next year's Australian GP, and they need someone who knows how to build a championship-winning operation from the ground up. Here's what makes Horner absolutely perfect for this job. He's done it before. Horner was chosen as Red Bull's team principal when they joined the grid in 2005, becoming the youngest ever team principal in F1 aged 31, and made a team that was branded unserious into multiple championship winners. Sound familiar? Red Bull was once seen as the energy drink company trying to buy their way into F1 respectability. Now look at them. And Cadillac, they're General Motors trying to establish American F1 dominance. The parallels are absolutely insane. But here's where it gets even more interesting. At the end of the decade, they will effectively become a General Motors works team. That means Horner wouldn't just be building a team for 2026, he'd be laying the foundation for a full manufacturer program. The reports suggest that Horner would apparently enjoy the time and freedom he's seeking. After 20 years of Red Bull politics and energy drink corporate culture, imagine the freedom of starting fresh with American manufacturer backing and European racing expertise. And let's not forget, at 51, Horner may not feel it's the right time to retire. And there might be part of him too that wants to beat Red Bull on track, fueled by a sense of injustice. That's not just motivation. That's Formula One rocket fuel. But before we start planning Horner's Cadillac Championship parade, let's pump the brakes and talk about the massive challenges that could make this dream move turn into a nightmare. Because this is F1, and nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Here's the reality check nobody wants to hear. He'd be taking a risk. Joining a brand new team, even one backed by GM's billions, is fundamentally different from inheriting an established operation like Red Bull. The current structure at Cadillac presents some interesting challenges. The team will need to rework their operation to find room for a dominant figure like Horner. We're talking about a guy who's used to being the voice in the room, and Loden isn't exactly going to step aside quietly. Plus, there's the timing issue. It's unclear at this stage whether Horner would like to join Cadillac before their debut or whether that's possible. And in addition to these talks, Horner is negotiating a payoff with Red Bull, which could complicate things. Look, whether this actually happens or not, the fact that we're even having this conversation shows just how wild the 2026 regulations shakeup is going to be. We've got Audi taking over Sauber, Cadillac joining as the 11th team, and potentially Christian Horner plotting his revenge against Red Bull with American muscle behind him. This story has everything: corporate intrigue, personal vendettas, championship ambitions, and enough drama to fuel a whole season of Drive to Survive. What do you think? Is Horner to Cadillac the masterstroke that creates F1's next dynasty? Or is it just silly season speculation gone wild? Should drop your theories in the comments below. And I mean wild theories, because this is F1, and anything can happen. If you enjoyed this deep dive into paddock chaos, smash that like button, subscribe for more F1 insider analysis, and hit the notification bell, because trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next in this story. Until next time, keep those engines revving and those rumors flowing.